Greetings everyone, Core here. Time for a movie review. No, it's been a while. Just hasn't been any movies since that catching my attention lately, but got one, which I have to say my spirit animal is definitely Poe from Kung Fu Panda. um, so that's what we went to go see. We went to go see Kung Fu Panda 4. I was a little hesitant to go watch it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to see it in the theaters. Um, I don't know, like the trailers made it seem that they cut back funding. They definitely cut back funding, even though they did update a lot of the textures and polygons and everything. So it's definitely a modern looking, CG movie, but it definitely feels more empty compared to the previous ones. Even though they go to this big city that's has tons of people, it just doesn't feel the same as the other three. So it's definitely, I would rank it. Excuse me. I would definitely rank it the lowest of the four. It does have the energy as far as the fighting and stuff like that. They definitely cut back on the cast, which pretty much the Furious Five is just off doing their own thing individually. So it's pretty much Poe, Sifu for a little bit, and then the dads, Poe's dads, and of course the new character, which is Aquafina's character, and that's pretty much. And then of course the big baddie, which isn't really a big baddie. But I mean, granted, this is probably the first one where it's like they're evil to be evil, and you're not really not meant to sympathize with them. Pretty much. I mean, all the other ones they kind of had a little sympathy to them. Tai Long was, he got passed up. He was supposed to be. He thought he was gonna be the chosen one, and he wasn't. And he wanted to. He thought he should have been, and he should have been probably, but fate had other choices, decisions, paths. Of course, we had the what's his name? The Peacock in the second one, which he just wanted to live up to greatness, and he just took it by any means, which a little bit of sympathy to him, not too much though. He's pretty evil. Kai, of course, in the third one, which he's just trying to get revenge, pretty much to be the best. Which, yeah, not too much sympathy there, but there's still some humanity to him. This one is just completely, the chameleon is just like, I don't know, the motives are just not that strong compared to the other three. And there's some scenes where it's like they needed more scenes of her. I think that's the whole thing. They needed more scenes of her so she could be more menacing. They needed more shape changing with her. Definitely he needed like another half an hour really, because it just felt so rushed, the whole movie. They just had to like get this story going like in the first 10 minutes, and then they're out on the road, and it's alright. It's definitely good. Definitely more of a kids movie, I would say. There's definitely more stuff there to keep the kids more entertained. Of course in trailers there's a fart joke. There's the little bunny rabbits that are complete psychos. There's just more kid-friendly stuff. Even there's a little chasing, which, man, the chasing just felt so bland. I don't know. I think it was mostly the music. It just, I don't know. Just the scale of things wasn't quite as awe-inspiring as this should have been compared to the previous ones. Not sure why. It's like you have this giant city and it just doesn't feel giant. Like the Valley of Peace felt bigger. Which I gotta say, Aquafina's character as the fox. What was her name? Jet? Dang, man, I can't even remember. I just know the fox, Aquafina, because her voice is pretty much unique, and that you pretty much will know it's her when it's her. And I think she does a really good job. I think the character was pretty well written enough. Definitely need more time to draw out the whole, who they are, what they are, how they became who they are, and the whole backstory and stuff. That's the whole thing too. Like the backstories was just so short. it didn't feel like Poe really learned anything, like, compared to the other ones. You know, the first one he learned to be a true warrior. You know, the second one he learned to control his emotions, his inner peace. The third one he became more spiritual in his, you know, family and stuff. And this one is just like, okay, now you have to find a successor. It's like, he's not that old. He's maybe been doing this for a couple years now. Like, it doesn't feel like he's done this as long as, like, Sifu or like some of the other masters and stuff. Like, he still feels fresh. Like, he still makes a lot of mistakes. He's not perfect, which, I mean, granted, he probably will never be perfect because that's just who he is. But it doesn't feel like he's at that stage yet. And that he's kind of just rushed into it, which I guess that is part of the story. You know, he's rushed into this role that he is definitely not ready for, and you know, that's the whole thing. But yeah, oh man, I don't know. It definitely felt more cut back as far as everything. Scale wise of the whole movie doesn't feel as grand. Even the stylized fighting and stuff doesn't feel as stylized as a lot of the previous ones. It's good. I'm not saying it's not bad. It's just, we've had so much good fight scenes and visualizations, especially with new movies that have come out since, you know, Kung Fu Panda's been out. You know, we've had Spider-Man, of course, in the Spider-Verse. We've had Puss in Boots, Last Wish, which is the same studio, DreamWorks. So I don't know what happened here. I think that style would have fit Kung Fu Panda very well. But yeah, man, there's just something. It's just I don't know if it's missing budget, if it's missing time. They just rushed it. Something. Maybe it's, you know, a setup for a new show. I don't know. There's just something off with the whole movie. I mean, it's good enough as it is, but it could have been so much more, I think. I think this bad guy could have, or bad woman, could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot more menacing. Could have been more funny too in a certain way. But yeah, I don't know. It's an okay movie. You can skip it from the theaters. I think kids will enjoy it enough. There was a few kids in the theater. They seemed to be quiet during this movie, so it kept them entertained at least. But definitely you could skip it. But next movie, end credits. There's just fancy credits, kind of like a little thing. There's nothing after the crawl, so once it gets to the crawl, the end credit crawl, you could just leave. There's nothing else. I was surprised though, because they did do previously end credit stuff, but I guess they might be letting this one end. Maybe it's just gonna go TV shows now. So that's that for that. Next movie I'm definitely looking forward to is Godzilla and Kong. That's gonna be just action fun. Kaiju action fun. Like, that's all I'm expecting from it. I don't expect any kind of crazy story. I don't expect the humans to really do anything. I just want giant monsters fighting, and that's what I'm gonna get, hopefully. So until next time, guys. Later.